Hey guys, thanks for checking in today. I'm assuming from the title of this, because I'm probably just going to throw it right out there, but if you read the title, you'll know that my boyfriend and I have tested COVID-19 positive. So today's video is just a little get ready with me as I talk about my experience and kind of what we're going through and just what life is looking like right now. My main reason for doing this was just to be informational and educational, and I also just wanted to sit down and play with some makeup. It's been very therapeutic for me, and I hope it's informational for you guys. So if you are curious about our experience, then let's get into it. So first of all, I just want to say I'm leaving my window open right now because it's a gorgeous day outside, and honestly, I just could use a little fresh air right now. So I'm sorry about the noise in the background. At first it was just the birds, but we do have a recycling center like right near the house, so you'll be hearing a little clanging and banging, but sorry. Honestly, I think this video is probably more for me than it is for you guys, and that's gonna be what makes me feel good right now. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So I will maybe be talking a little bit about some of the makeup that I use, but if there's something that I forget to mention or don't really talk about, I'll make sure that all the products I used are listed in the description box down below. But I'm going to start off with the Face Blur Smoothing Primer from Etude House. I got this in my K-Beauty haul, and I think it'll just be a nice one to go under the foundation we're going to use, and that's going to be the Bite Beauty Changemaker foundation. I actually just used it for the first time in my video that I posted yesterday. Well, you won't see me actually use it, but it's what I was wearing for my Bright Eyes tutorial, so I really like it. I had gotten it during the VIB sale, and obviously with wearing a mask at work, I've told you guys I just wasn't wearing any makeup other than like eye makeup, so I really hadn't gotten a chance to wear it, and unfortunately this is the way that I'm getting to do that right now. So really, I'm just going to be using things that make me happy, just because I can play with makeup right now, and that's going to be fun. So also, when I use this Changemaker foundation, I'm going to use it with this like velvet sponge from the ColourPop set that I got a while ago. I've been trying it in different ways and haven't really loved it, so I'm going to try it with this sponge, see how I feel, because I've just used it for like contour and concealer and I just didn't love it. So if I don't love the way it looks, I can always just use a brush over the top. But anyway, so to tell you guys a little bit about our story, Jeremy and I had been, having seasonal allergies like a lot of people do this time of year. I would say like every year this time of year, I get pretty strong seasonal allergies. We had itchy eyes, watery eyes. Like I know there was one night in bed, I mean, it just seemed like I was crying. My eyes were watering so bad. And, so that was kind of what we'd been experiencing for like a week and not really thinking anything of it because that we both have that every year. It wasn't until one day I, like in the afternoon, I lost all sense of my taste and my sense of smell. Like, and I mean, you could have had me close my eyes and I could have taken a bite out of an onion and taken a bite out of an apple and would not have known the difference between the two. Like, it was crazy. And I had just seen a Facebook post from someone who shared her nephew's experience with the same thing, basically saying like I had allergy symptoms, didn't really think anything of it, and then had ended up getting the same loss of senses. So here it is on our anniversary and I'm like, we need to go get tested. So one of our like convention centers, if you will, I guess I'd call it, has the testing facility, and so that was the date we went on for our 3-year anniversary, as opposed to, we were actually going to just go to a nearby garden. For those of you that are in the area, Olbrich Gardens is where Jeremy and I had our second date, and so we were just gonna go walk through the gardens. We've done that in the past for our anniversary, so, and I was just like, we can't go to Olbrich, we need to go get tested. And so we went, and let me tell you, the test was not a fun experience. I mean, it's fine. I'd do it again. I'd do it every day if I needed to, you know, help keep people safe. But, you know, you pull up, we waited in line for about a half an hour, and, you know, this like 19-year-old looking guy comes up to the car, of course, National Guard member. And I'm like, okay, I've got Doogie Howser here. Like, and don't get me wrong, I am so grateful for all of the men and women who are at that testing facility. I can't imagine, you know, I know how I feel just exposing myself to people in general at work, and, you know, just that underlying anxiety that's there. I can't imagine being with people who are obviously either thinking they're sick or at least wondering they're sick and having to do these tests on them. So while I'm complaining about this, I'm also very grateful. But man, that guy went to town. I mean, and I have heard that the test you get at the testing facilities is much more rigorous, if you will, than the ones that you would get in the doctor's office. So, but anyway, so we had our tests, and then of course we knew we were going to have to quarantine ourselves until we had our test results back to know for sure. And so we had come home and, you know, really just been laying low, and we have 2 roommates, by the way, and we let them know that we would be quarantining ourselves to our personal private area. The only thing that we share in the house is the kitchen, and so the only thing that we would have to share in the house is our kitchen. So I was basically like, we will be texting you to let you know if we need to go into the kitchen. We'll be wiping down all the surfaces, of course washing our hands before we're touching anything, you know, doing all the things like cleaning after we're done. So, because, you know, you have to act like you're positive even if you don't know yet. And so, yeah, so the next day we were sitting outside drinking coffee, and I got a call from an official from the public health department letting me know that I had tested positive. And I can't say it was a shock, because while I have lost my sense of taste and smell a little bit from my sinuses getting so inflamed due to my allergies or a sinus infection or something, it was never like 100% complete gone. So I guess I was not that shocked. And so of course she wanted to know anybody that I had come in contact with since I had first had been showing symptoms, just to be able to do the tracing. Of course, the Department of Health official, you know, she's a nurse, and so I was asking her questions, and she was giving us details for our self-isolation, because of course they're trying to track the spread of it, get more information. So I was certainly more than happy to answer any questions about my symptoms. And, you know, she of course asked, had we been to any large social gatherings, anything like that? And of course we hadn't. I mean, I think that Jeremy and I were in that set of people who took this pandemic appropriately seriously. Serious to an appropriate level. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, we wore masks if I went to the grocery store, gas station, like had to go to Target to pick up paper towels, like whatever. So the public health worker, of course, asked our symptoms, because at that point, you know, I had let her know that my boyfriend had tested with me, and she was able to look up his test, which of course he had tested positive as well, which, you know, doesn't really surprise me. I mean, we are in close proximity, very close proximity to each other quite often, and so I wasn't all that surprised. But so she basically, you know, did the process for both of us of asking us, you know, all those questions. And so, you know, she wanted to know our symptoms, because they have to, as far as quarantine, your quarantine basically counts down from the day that you started showing symptoms. And, you know, that's somewhat difficult because I have seasonal allergies. It's not like this is a new thing for me. So, you know, we really just had to go off of when those symptoms started presenting themselves. And you have to go for 10 days from that point. It used to be 14, but they are saying 10 at this point. And you also have to be symptom free for 72 hours before that point. So if you are not, then obviously you have to wait until the day has come that you have been symptom free for 72 hours, if that makes sense. So, you know, I was just trying to hash that out with her, and honestly, when it came to the day that I told her that I started gaining symptoms, I wanted to be on the safe side. And, you know, I very well could have been having some symptoms earlier than that, but especially with as close of contact as I come into with people, I am not going to risk it. Like, I was off of work for 8 weeks staying home, and so a few more days is certainly not going to hurt me, and I want to keep everybody safe. So, sorry, I'm like really emotional today for, you know, understandable reasons, I guess. And just some things kind of hit me hard last night. So if I have to take a pause during this thing, I apologize. I'm not even talking about anything serious right now. I'm already getting emotional. This is going to be an interesting video. We'll see if my makeup is still even on by the time I get done. So I wanted to be safe. So, you know, I was talking to her about all the questions, and she just basically said, you know, take your allergy medicine and make sure, you know, if you have any more extreme symptoms, take cough medicine if you need to, you know, alleviate a cough or anything. And I haven't had a cough that's that bad. So the only thing is, we never once experienced a fever, by the way. Not once, not even close. But one of the things is you obviously have to be fever-free for 72 hours before you can go back, so you can't be taking any fever-reducing medicine, which I'm not doing anyway. So just want to like lay out all the things for you guys so that you can know a little bit of information. I'm not really doing it in an organized fashion, but you'll get it all by the end of the video, hopefully. So then, of course, she wanted to know anyone that I had come into contact with in that range when my symptoms had started. By the way, we're going to be using the Juvia's Place Nubian 2 and Masquerade Mini. I love Juvia's Place eyeshadows, and I've had these for years. I'm not even sure. I think the Masquerade Mini you can still get, but this is the Nubian 2, and this is the Masquerade Mini. I'm probably mostly going to be using the Nubian 2, but I want to do like a more extreme eye look because why not? I'm sitting here at home. And it honestly, it wasn't until, you know, really looking up some great Black-owned businesses that I wanted to pull these out again. If you haven't tried Juvia's Place eyeshadows, they're amazing. I haven't really used a lot else from the company because when I first got these eyeshadows, I think were all that they had. So these are beautiful. We're going to be using this. I think we'll probably do like this orange is really like drawing my attention. Maybe the green, the gold, do some like something fun. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys a heads up. So that's why I really just laid down my base and an eyeshadow primer, and then I'm going to do a more dramatic eye look, and then I'll do my concealer and everything afterwards so I can clean it up. But so she wanted to know everybody that I'd been in contact with in the frame of time that I had started showing symptoms. And, you know, I don't necessarily feel comfortable giving out information of people unless that they feel comfortable. So I told her, well, I will certainly ask people. And she said, well, it's just to be able to notify them, you know, that they've been exposed. We'll do it anonymously. I was like, oh, no. I will be contacting everyone for sure. Like, I will definitely be contacting everybody because I feel like it's my responsibility. And while she had said that I really only needed to contact people within that range when I had my symptoms, I still went out a week before that and let people know. Yeah, so I told her that I would get back with the information of people who gave me permission to do so, which I have done. And, you know, some people didn't feel comfortable with that, and I can completely respect that. So, I, of course, let everybody know that I had been tested positive and, you know, basically did a first wave of messages to my guests who I had seen in that week, let them know, and then went out another week previous to that and let those guests know that while they weren't in a concern group, that I felt the need to let them know anyway. because, you know, if people wanted to monitor their symptoms or lack thereof, of course, or would choose to get tested, I figured that that's a personal choice, that they should be given the knowledge to do so. And I just want to take a moment to say, I really take pride in the steps that I was taking at work to prevent transmission, because I did everything I could within my power to keep my salon guests safe. And I, of course, wore a mask for every single guest, and I required that every single guest wear a mask. And that is a basically like a suggestion that our county has put forth, but it is not a mandate, so it is not required. But I personally felt most comfortable doing that. My salon building, we all agreed that we would, every guest that came into the building, when you are in the public spaces, you would be wearing a mask. Stylists will be wearing a mask. But, that was also a personal choice that I was making in my studio. And I'm very glad for that. And I will say I was taking all the precautions needed as far as safety and sanitation within the salon, and did everything I could possibly do to keep everyone safe. Of course, I'm so glad for that now, because this is the thing with this virus, right? You may not know that you have it. And I'm not saying this to scare anyone, but it is just to prove that, people who are COVID positive aren't running around like, they have the Black Plague. Like, it could be someone who doesn't have any symptoms. It could be someone with very mild symptoms that you wouldn't associate with this virus, especially, until they have something that you would associate, right? And so I am very grateful that that is the case for me, because I feel confident that I truly did everything within my power. And, I really care about my guests. And there's an extreme guilt factor there, that you feel like, wow, I exposed so many people that I care about, or even if there was people that I didn't care about, right? Like, humanity I care about. So that's definitely, I guess that's the one thing that I can say, is I did everything within my power. And, because you just never know. And I have to say, as far as I know so far, my guests who have gotten tested have all come back negative. People who've chosen to tell me their test results. And I got a text message from a guest right before I started this video, and I hope that they're okay with me sharing it, but I'm not going to share their name. But they just said, "Hey Kelly, I just wanted to let you know that I went and got tested as a precaution. I have had no symptoms and they came back negative. So thank you very much for all of the precautions you took to keep your customers safe. It worked." And I hope it did. Oh no, we can't start crying. Okay, we're not actually shedding tears in this because it's going to mess up the makeup. So take the precautions that you're supposed to take, because you just don't know. Okay, that's it. We're good. I'm definitely going to have to put some whitening eye drops in before this video is done for the final look, because my eyes have definitely gotten pretty red. But I just wanted to get that part out of the way, because I think that's going to be the most emotional part of this, because I really care about all of these people. And, I have a professional duty to do everything that I can. And I really do think I did that in and out of the salon, I just want to say. So, yeah, you just never know. So, moving on from that, once I had everybody notified, then I went through and notified all of my guests. So this Sunday would be the first day I'm able to re-enter the world, if you will, if I'm symptom free. And so I wanted to notify all of my guests that are in past that date, at least for a week, to let them know my diagnosis and give them the choice. If they, you know, of course, I told everybody I won't be coming back if I'm not symptom free for that time period before, but if I am, I just want to let you know that I'll be there to be doing your appointment. But if you would like to reschedule, you can do so. And I completely respect that decision, you know, obviously. But I, again, wanted to inform people just because I am being 100% transparent in this whole thing to, you know, the people in my building, because I am in a salon suite building. We have 31 studios. And I've been completely transparent and open to answering any questions for anybody out there. You know, I have posted it on my social media, and, you know, if I can help answer questions and make people feel educated, that's what I want to do. I feel like that's sort of one of my main purposes in life, is just to educate people in general on whatever I can help do. But so, where was I going with that? Oh, so I let everybody know, and then obviously at some point I will be re-entering and going back to work, and then making up for the week's worth at least of guests that I have had to cancel. And I just have to say, like, everybody has been so great. I am so grateful to people who have been so sweet and, you know, asking if they can drop us off anything or help us in any way. And it's been so sweet. And Jeremy and I are very lucky that, for the most part, we have had very mild symptoms. So we are very lucky in that way. So thank you, if any of you who know me in real life, if you will, if you are one of the ones that has been so kind and understanding, we really appreciate it. You know, I am looking forward to trying a grocery delivery service, because I've never done that. I keep saying I'm going to, and then I never do. So this will be the time to do so. I am really not that great at this whole, like, get ready with me thing, because I have a hard time talking about more serious stuff and doing makeup at the same time. That is one thing that I'm finding through this whole thing, is that is not as easy as you would think. Okay, what do you guys think of this shadow? Like, is that not just so gorgeous? I think it is so beautiful. And I am using a little bit of Fix Plus on my brush for these lid shades, just to really get the most intensity out of them. So I guess that that is, you know, the main part of our experience so far. You know, we have been fairly lucky to be relatively mild symptomed. I will say, like, Jeremy has definitely had more of a cough than I have, and has probably been experiencing a little bit more extreme symptoms than I have. And that, of course, like, totally breaks my heart. He, you know, has definitely had a deep cough and some of the shallow breathing just as of last night. So I'm hoping that that doesn't go on for too long, because obviously that's not great. And he does have sleep apnea, and that's already, the breathing thing is not great. So to have even more complications would not be good. So we are hoping to be on the upswing. I personally have been feeling pretty good. I obviously had lost my sense of taste and smell, as I had mentioned, and I would say that that is already at least 50% back, which, let me tell you, like, I guess on one hand, it probably helped me lose some of the weight that I gained over quarantine, because a few days of literally not being able to taste anything makes you not really want to, like, eat anything crazy. Like, because, like, it doesn't matter to me if it was chocolate cake or cucumbers. I wouldn't know the difference other than the texture. So really, speaking of cucumbers, that's really all I was, like, doing was cucumbers, just to have something kind of, like, crunchy, if you will. And then, like, protein shakes, like, just my, like, plant-based protein shakes, just to make sure I was keeping some nutrients. I'm definitely going for the extreme look today, but today's the day to do it. And, you know, you guys can probably tell just in hearing me, I've got a little bit of congestion, which I have from allergies anyway. So, you know, that's kind of one of those things. The public health official had said that really because I do have common seasonal allergies, what I should go off of most is the most extreme symptom I have, which for me is obviously the taste thing. That's kind of where that stands. And so for now, we're just laying low. Obviously, I'm here filming some videos. I just put up the Brighter Eyes video yesterday that I filmed last night, which was a lot of fun. And so, you know, I'm just going to be doing a little bit of some of that. So I will probably be filming some more videos. If Jeremy is feeling better to the point where he wants to pop in on a video with me, we were thinking of doing a boyfriend does my makeup video. So if you guys would like to see that, please let me know. You can just leave a comment. I just recently filmed before any of this. I had filmed also a BoxyCharm comparison, which I'll be putting up soon because I've been getting both BoxyCharm Premium and Boxy Luxe. So that one will go up soon. So definitely some more content. Other than that, speaking of education, I still have my education from Hairbrained from winning the 2019 Color Outside the Lines contest from Paul Mitchell that I want to go in and really delve into a little bit more. So I'll probably be doing some of that. You know, kind of getting out into the yard and doing some weeding and all of that. If you guys didn't watch my quarantine get ready with me, Jeremy and I have been doing a lot out in the yard, and so there's always that maintenance to be done, so we'll probably be working on that as well, obviously depending on how he's feeling. So, you know, sticking around at home is not necessarily the worst thing. I'm definitely feeling like a little lonely already, which is weird. I think it's just, you know you can't do something, it's when you most want to, probably. So that's probably where it is for me, because it's not like I've been home for weeks. So I am going to go ahead and go off camera, do my eyebrows and my concealer, and then come back and we can like finish up kind of zhuzhing this eye look. All right, I've got my concealer on, and I did decide to go with a little bit more dramatic eyebrow just to match the the dramatic eye look, which by the way also seems to be turning into a very Green Bay Packers look. Go Pack Go. So for those of you who are Packers fans, you could also use this as a tutorial for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in now with the Amber 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. I got this in that like Urban Decay Mini Honey kit. This is just, I think, going to be a good mix between the gold and the like orangey color to put underneath. And then I'm going to go over the top with that gold color from the Juvia's Place palette. So this is really just going to help be a nice base and would help that color last longer. I would normally probably put this into my inner rim on the bottom as well, but my eyes are a little sensitive right now, so I don't really want to do that. Oh, speaking of my eyes, when I did that Brighter Eyes tutorial, I meant to talk about a product, but I want to talk to you guys about these Lumify eye drops from Bausch & Lomb. So actually this will be a good time to use them right now, because what I'll do is I'll use them now and then you guys can kind of see after they take effect. So I have eyes that get really naturally red in general, just between my allergies and sensitivity. Like when I'm traveling for hair shows and we're staying in hotels, just that like dry air really gets to my eyes. So I really found that these eye drops are super helpful. They definitely brighten up your eyes like within a couple minutes. So if you guys will be able to tell here as we sit with this, but I will probably lose a lot of the redness that's in my eyes. Now I'm just going to take that Nairobi shade and pop it underneath here. Swear to God, when I decided to leave the windows open, the only thing that I could hear at that point were birds. And now, of course, we've got sirens and I don't know, it sounds like a boat, which doesn't make any sense because we aren't by the water. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there with the eyes. I feel like I kind of went to that point and then past it. I mean, I kind of like it. It's very, very dramatic. The only thing I would change is like change this angle up just a tiny bit higher, but I have that happen a lot, so that's me. But anyway, so you guys can see the true power of the pigment in these eyeshadows. It's so pretty. All right, so time to finish the rest of the face. I'm gonna go through with the BarePro Glow. Probably just gonna put this right on the sponge here. We'll see if I regret that. But yeah, I mean, just so you guys know, like, I am going to be completely candid and transparent through this entire experience, because I feel like I said, if I can, you know, educate anybody or answer any questions, I'm happy to do so. So let me know, do you guys want a little update video in the future? I mean, obviously we're not, you know, it's not like it's been a month since I've been diagnosed, so, or diagnosed, is that the right word? I don't even know what I'm supposed to call myself. I mean, I guess I have been diagnosed, but, you know, it's not like this has been a long time experience for us. In all honesty, hopefully it won't be, but if you guys would like an update sort of towards, you know, the end of our experience, I would be more than happy to do that for you. Let me know. As of right now, we're just laying low, trying to take care of ourselves and obviously avoid contact with other people as we are supposed to. Man, let me tell you, the one thing about this flocked like velvet sponge, I definitely don't think I probably will not reach for this much anymore, but it dries really, really fast. So if you like that damp feeling on a sponge to help blend stuff out, this one is not going to be for you because it gets dry so fast. Really, you know, the whole reason that I wanted to share this was to get the word out about, you know, do everything that you can within your power to protect yourself, your loved ones, the ones around you, because you just don't know. I'm gonna go through with a couple Glossier colors. This is Beam, and we'll mix in just a little bit of this one, Dawn. I haven't actually tried Dawn before. I would have, when I was just thinking like bright summery makeup, this color like totally makes me, whoa. Oh, that's a bummer. Like, so much of it came out of the tube just right from the get-go. We're not gonna need that much. Holy smokes. Ah! Okay. So this is my first time opening that tube, and when I took the foil off, it was like explosion. But you can see here, this is Dawn, and the one on top is Beam. So I'm gonna mix the two together to kind of try to get a little like lighter orangey shade here. Hopefully I don't regret this. I mean, normally I don't mind a very dramatic cheek, but considering how dramatic our eyes are, I don't necessarily think that that's going to be the best. Oh no, we're good. We're gonna blend, blend, blend. I just thought that the silicone sponge, because when I first used this Glossier, the lighter one, it definitely like is a little bit more sheer, and so I thought, oh, with the silicone maybe the sponge won't absorb as much, if in case that was, you know, what it was. Whew, yeah, okay, we got some color. I don't know why I felt like I needed to add more. I would say just be as safe as you can, and I definitely think that obviously the world has to go back to some sort of, I don't want to say normal, because I don't think we're going to see whatever the hell normal is for a while, but, you know, we have to have some semblance of society again. We can't all stay home forever, but I feel like when things started opening up again, everybody was like, woo, it's over. It's like, it's actually not quote unquote over. Like, we just have to start having some measure of, you know, economy and all of that. I do think that things need to slowly be opened and things like that, but still be safe and do what you can to prevent the spread. Yeah, I guess that's how I feel. I definitely don't want to get too crazy into it because unfortunately everything anymore gets so politicized. And that's a whole other video. I know we've already been sitting here for a very long time, but obviously I just threw a little bit of that tint on my lips. My lips are a little dry right now, so I will definitely put a little gloss over this, but just for that little bit of color. All right, let's go ahead and put a little highlight on. I'm gonna go ahead and go through with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow. This is the shade 3, which I think I can get away with right now, just because I have so much color to my skin just from getting to be outside. And I'm just gonna take this and dab that in. So I really like this. I think it's definitely pretty extreme, obviously, but if you can't do it when you're just gonna be sitting at home, when can you do it? So I'm gonna take a little bit of the Ready Set Radiant Skin Mist. And I think this look definitely calls for some lashes. What do you guys think? I'm actually not even sure if I've ever put lashes on this channel. Maybe once. So I'm gonna do that, a little bit of mascara, finish up with some gloss, and I'll be back just to kind of like wrap it all up. All right, so here we are, final look. I actually like it. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure Jeremy's gonna hate it because it's like a lot of makeup, but this honestly, obviously I'm not going anywhere, so it was really just for me to have this cathartic conversation with you or the camera, however you want to look at it, and just play with some makeup. So again, I just wanted to share my story and just be really transparent about our experience and, you know, just the proof that it's like, you just never know. And I know I just keep saying that, but it's true. You just never know. And I hope you guys all stay safe and well, and do what you can. And that's the best we all can do. I know that that's what we did. And, you know, if this is the worst that comes out of this, I will be grateful. I really think that my main concern was just thinking about all of the people that I could have possibly transmitted this to, unknowingly. And, you know, I did everything within my power to keep that from happening. And at the end of the day, that's all that we can do. So I'm sure I will be seeing you guys on social media and, you know, kind of getting through this, and fingers crossed for us that we continue to be on the upswing of things with our symptoms, and hopefully we will be out and about when it is safe to do so. So thank you guys so much for your support. Thanks for watching today, and I will see you really soon.